And welcome back to Community College Game Time presented by KCTH 27. I am Rashawn Mungo coming to you from CHABOT Field in Hayward, California. The Gladiators are looking for their 5th win in a row after posting a perfect 4-0 record in the month of October. In that month, they beat Cabrillo, Merced, Laney, and Feather River. Tonight, they welcome the West Hills Falcons, who are coming off their 3rd straight loss, posting a 2-6 overall record and have yet to win a game in the Golden Gate Conference. This first game in November holds tremendous playoff implications as there's a 3-team race atop the conference. Laney, Reedley, and CHABOT are all looking to come out on top heading into next week, the final week of the regular season. Your standings in the Golden Gate Conference look like this at press time. CHABOT is 2-0 in the conference, 4-4 overall. Laney is 3-1 in the conference, 4-5 overall. Reedley is 2-1 in the conference, 3-6 overall. West Hills is 0-2 in the conference, 2-6 overall. And Merced is 0-3, 2-7 overall. Laney, Reedley, and Merced have already played their games for this week. And as this game progresses, I will explain the very complicated playoff scenario. But right now, we are getting ready for kickoff in CHABOT's last home game of the 2012 season. So CHABOT will receive the kick first, as the West Hill Falcons will kick it off. And that's Timothy Momayema to kick off the ball to CHABOT. And the kick is high, it's a good one. And it's taken at the 2-yard line, brought it out by Hunter Rockwell, who keeps the feet churning and is gonna, well, we'll see where the ball will be down here. His forward progress stopped at about the 26, 27-yard line, it looked like from my vantage point. And it'll be the 29-yard line where the Gladiators will start their first offensive possession. Brendan Eckert always is a key player of the game. Last week he ran for 3 touchdowns. Yeah, 3 touchdowns, and also threw for a touchdown. So you always got to keep an eye on him because he can do it with his legs and with his feet. There's a high snap, he throws it over in the flat, and that's going to be a loss of yardage here on the first play from scrimmage for the Gladiators. It's going to be 2nd and 13 for the Gladiators as they move back to the 26-yard line, their own 26-yard line. And right now they're set up on the left hash mark of the field. Man in motion in the backfield. And Anchor keeps it and he runs right up the middle. And he's going to get about to the 42nd-yard line. So that's going to bring up the Gladiators' first 3rd down. Third and 2. And the snap is high over the head, and Edgar just has to be smart here and throw the ball away, and that's going to be a 3 and out. And Edgar right now did a really smart job. After the snap was high, he didn't try to make something out of nothing. He just threw it out of bounds, got rid of it, sacrificed your first offensive drive, and let your defense go ahead and do the work after the punt. So bad snap, great heady play by the CHABOT Gladiator quarterback. So that's going to be Brandon. That's going to be Brandon Miller back to punt. And a nice, good punt. Takes a Gladiator bounce. And that's going to stop around at the 14-yard line. So the Falcons will start their first offensive drive deep inside their own territory. And the Falcons, as I said earlier, the Falcons are trying to get off a 3-0 schneid right now, just on a landslide right now. And trying to make the Gladiators Golden Gate Conference Championship a little bit more difficult by coming in here to Hayward and beating them on their home turf. Quarterback in the shotgun. And they go with their screenplay, first screenplay from scrimmage. And it works out a little better than CHABOT's does. But there's a flag on the play. And so let's see what the flag is. It's going to be holding on the offense. And that's going to back them up even more inside their territory. So the Falcons moving backwards, just like the Gladiators did on their first play from scrimmage. Falcons on a penalty. First penalty on their first play. So that's going to be back them up all the way to the 13-yard line. Well, it looks like they're having trouble spotting the ball and getting the play in order, trying to figure it out. So that's going to bring them, to the 7-yard line. So a lot of confusion right now going down on the field. The holding call is clear, and I think the officials are having trouble figuring out where the exact spot is. So after all that, we finally get it figured out. It's the ball on the 8-yard line, 1st and 17 for the Falcons. And it's a handoff, and the play goes nowhere. So 2 plays so far for the Falcons, and they have yet to gain a yard. So ball on the 4-yard line now. And it's 2nd and 23. Two minutes have passed since the start of the game. It is 13 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And that's gonna be a false start. Gladiators showing blitz. Looked like they were just gonna pin their ears back and just try to get a safety, and the offensive line of the Falcons flinched. So 3 plays for the Falcons. And they are as close to their own end zone as you could possibly get. Ball on the 1-yard line. And another false start on the offense. So these penalties at this point aren't really doing anything because you can't really move back any farther. So 1st and Fremont for the Falcons. And Marquise Wells with a nice play action in the end zone, went all the way back to the back of the end zone, planted both his feet, threw off his back foot, but it was an incomplete pass to the receiver. So still 3rd and Fremont. And the Gladiators trying to answer their 3-and-out with a 3-and-out of their own. And if they can force a punt here, they will have tremendous field position starting their 2nd drive. But the Gladiator defense right now, they want a safety, and you can smell it. And that's going to be a safety. Wait, the ball is loose. The ball is loose. And it's going to be a Gladiator touchdown. And who needs field position when you could just go score a touchdown on your own? And at first it looked like it was a safety, and I saw the referee throw the beanbag out, indicating that the ball was loose, and the Gladiators recover. So the defense does what the offense couldn't do, and that's score a touchdown. So great start by the Gladiators. 6-0 right now with the ensuing PAT coming up. That's Gustavo Aloa come on and tack on the extra point to make this a 7-0 Gladiator lead here in the first quarter. Kick is up. Kick is good. Gladiators strike first. 12:25 left to go in the first quarter, and that didn't take long for the Gladiators. So get some water, defensive Gladiators, because you're going to have to go right back out there and do it again. And the Falcons have to have a huddle over there on the sideline, because that was a very, very unimpressive first offensive drive. Not gaining a yard on the drive and giving up a touchdown. Offensive drives don't get much worse than that if you're West Hills. Savoloa ready to kick off. Kick is up, and it will be taken at the 12-yard line and he's found a seam up the middle, and he brings it all the way back to the 36-yard line. That's Osa Igbosan, freshman wide receiver, 6'3", 195 pounds. So, good starting field position, a lot better starting field position than the Falcons had last drive. Let's see if they have a little bit more luck gaining yards. So there was a penalty on the play, on the kickoff, obviously went against the Gladiators. There'll be a 5-yard penalty that'll give West Hills even better field position, and already they're moving in the right way before they snap a play. So that's good news for West Hills. Wells back to pass, and it's deflected right at the line of scrimmage and almost intercepted. That's Corey Faiva, freshman defensive lineman, 6'2", and he used all of that 6'2" to get in the passing lane and knock that pass down. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line. Man in motion in the backfield. Wells looking to pass. Double clutches. And a nice reception right at midfield and the sideline. Good job to stay in bounds. That was Cameron Alexander with the reception. So it's 3rd and 4. A lot better than 3rd and 23 like it was last drive for the Falcons. A lot more manageable, if I do say so myself. Wells back to pass, feeling the pressure, rolling out to the near side sideline, throws the ball, and it's bobbled, and it looks like an interception by the Gladiators. And that's a huge play. Wells put it exactly where he needed to put it. The wide receiver bobbled it and falling backwards, and the Gladiators just took the ball. And that's going to be the defense's 2nd forced turnover and their first 2 defensive stands. So the Gladiators are playing with a lot of emotion right now, a lot of determination on the defensive side of the ball. And when your defense is making noise like that, it just really sucks the life out of the opposition. So 11:48, 1st and 10 for the Gladiators. Ball on the 45-yard line. Play action, throws it to the far side sideline. That's Brandon Wine with the reception, spins off a man and gets close to the first down marker. And what a second effort by Brandon Wine. So it's going to be a 2nd and short, 2nd and about 1. That is a terrible spot by the officials, but Eckert keeps the ball, not much doing in the middle. And we see that play a lot of time from the Gladiators, and that usually gets them a lot better yardage. Brandon Eckert a lot of time is, if not the leading rusher, the second or third leading rusher on the team, and he's the quarterback. So that play usually works out a lot better for the Gladiators, but not so much there. The Falcons stopped him short of the first down marker. So 3rd and 2, approaching 11 minutes left to go in the quarter. Ball on the 47-yard line. Snap. First down. Nice pitch and catch to go back to Brandon Wine again. And that's going to be a first down. Gladiators having some success on this drive, moving the ball through the air. Not so much so far on the ground, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Clock stopped at 10:51. And now the clock starts back moving as the official signals for it. And on option, he pitches it out to Asante McCray. Asante McCray makes a move, makes one man miss, and he gets a first down. So Coach Cal calls for the option there, and it to huge dividends for the Gladiators, who get another set of downs. And Eckert keeps the ball. He's moving up the middle, and he found a seam, and it might be a block in the back, but for right now, Eckert scored a touchdown, and I see no flag down, so it looks like that play is going to stand. And I told you Brandon Eckert can do it with his arm and with his feet. Last week, he scored 3 touchdowns with his legs, and here in the first quarter, he does it again to give the Gladiators an early 13-point lead. And Gustavo Aloa is coming on again to tack on the extra point to make it a 14-point lead. Kick is up, and it's good. And the officials might have missed one there. A blocker downfield. Looked like he might have been blocking in the back. I was looking for a flag on that last play, but none was ever thrown. So the play stands. 10-21 in the first quarter. Gladiators jump out early on the Falcons. 14-0. The defense have already come down with 2 turnovers. And the defense feels good. The offense has to feel good with that drive. They got a couple of first downs through the air. They got big chunk of yards by Asante McCray and Brandon Eckert on the ground. So they feel offensively, they have to feel like whatever they do right now is working. Gladiators ready to kick off the ball. Kick is up. And he missed the ball, and that's going to be a touchback. And right now the Falcons just look really disoriented in every phase of the game, offensively, defensively, and now on special teams. I think the early barrage of turnovers and touchdowns for the Gladiators has maybe here early in the first already gotten into the head of this West Hills Ball Club. So outside sweep, and there's a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag is. So waiting for the call from the referee. Encroachment on the defense. So that's going to give That's going to give the Falcons some extra yardage. And West Hills needs some sort of a break right now, because the breaks have not been going their way. So if they have to come by penalties, 1st and 5 right now has to be a blessing for them right now, because 1st and 10 must just seem like a mile. So play action. Oh, I thought it was a play action, but they handed off. The play action even deeped me. So hand off to the running back, who rumbles ahead, not quite for a 1st down. That's Cameron Boyd, 5'8", 190, from Forest Park. He's from Portsmouth, Virginia, coming all the way out here to play some football. And he's a small guy, and those small guys look unimposing, but when they hide behind those big offensive line, it's hard to get a hold of them sometimes. So try play up the middle, goes for a 1st down, and that'll be West Hills' first 1st down of the ball game. So 1st and 10, ball on the 38, 9:20 left to go in the quarter. West Hills trying to put together something, get their defense off the field a little bit, let them catch their breath, and put together some sort of drive that can maybe swing the momentum in their favor. So there's another flag here. Well, I saw a flag on the play, but West Hills called a timeout, I believe, before the flag was thrown. So West Hills burns their 1st timeout of the half. So like I said, this is the Gladiators' last home game of the season. Earlier, they had a nice little celebration, senior day, where the seniors walked on the field with some of their families in front of their hometown crowd to say thank you as they move on. And it was a nice ceremony earlier, real classy, real stand-up. And it was nice to see the seniors get to say goodbye as they play their last home game as a Gladiator here in front of their fans. And so we wish all the seniors the best of luck on both sides, on both teams right now. Best of luck, and thanks for playing. It was fun watching you guys. But here we are, 2nd and 5, 8:30 left to go in the 1st quarter. Ball on the 44-yard line. Wells in the shotgun, Boyd in the backfield. And he hands it off to Boyd, and Boyd falls as soon as he gets it. Maybe Wells and Cameron Boyd, their feet tripped up during the handoff, and so that goes for a minimal gain, if any at all. Clock is still moving. It's 3rd and 5, ball on the 44-yard line. And the Falcons are in no rush to snap these plays. Play action fake, and Wells rolling backward, and he throws it out of bounds, which will force a 4th down. So there is a flag on the play. Holding on the defense. So a break for West Hills, who on a play where the quarterback was rolling back, throwing it off his back foot, didn't look like there was any logical receiver that was open. They get a penalty and they get a first down. So 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line for the Falcons. Wells back to throw, looking for a man, breaks, keeps it on the feet, and he gets a whole lot of yards, and he's going to bring that inside the 30-yard line and give the Falcons their best field position so far in the contest. And what great vision downfield to notice that there was nobody open and to just find just a little soft area in the defense and to run it right where nobody was. And that's a huge play by the quarterback to keep his eyes downfield. Hands it off to Cameron Boyd. Boyd spins off a man. And that's what I mean by it's so hard to see him. Sometimes you think he goes down, and before you know it, he's 5, 6 more extra yards. And there's another flag on the play. Personal foul on the defense. And that's going to give the Falcons wonderful field position.
Personal foul against CHABOT, bring up first down, West Hill.
So ball inside the 10-yard line on the 9-yard line, 1st and 10. 1st and goal, excuse me. And the Falcons are knocking on the door, and right now they need to get into the end zone. This is exactly the type of opportunity that you have to convert if you're West Hills right now down by 2 touchdowns. Wells looking for a man. And he runs it.
Touchdown West Hill.
Can't even see him. I thought Wells had the ball, but that's Cameron Boyd who runs it into the end zone for West Hills' first score. And the deception that somebody the stature of Cameron Boyd can bring in, you can't coach for it, you can't teach for it, you just have to hope that you can somehow make a play, because when he gets behind those backs, when he gets behind those offensive linemen, it's just too hard to see him. So the kick is up, and the kick
is no good.
The kick is no good.
So it's 6:51 in the first
So it's
quarter,
14-6.
14, West Hill 6.
Gladiators remain with an 8-point lead. And the Falcons get on the board for the first time in the game, and it came at a crucial time. And the penalties of the defense really came back to bite the Gladiators there. So 6:51 left to go in the first quarter. And there's been a lot of penalties so far in this game. Discipline for both teams has been a problem. And so hopefully as this game progresses, both teams will tighten up. That the pace that this game is going right now, between all the scoring, the turnovers, and the penalties, we're going to be here all night. Falcons getting set to kick off the ball. And a line drive kick. And Asante McCray takes it at the goal line, brings it to the near side sideline, looking for somewhere, looking for a crease, and he gets to about the 30 or 31-yard line where the Gladiators will start their drive. So let's see if the Gladiators can duplicate their last drive with a real balanced, where they had a real balanced attack, throwing the ball and rushing the ball, and eventually getting into the end zone. Brandon Eckert in the gun, Hunter Rockwell in the backfield. Man in motion. And it's a handoff up the middle for very few.
Ball taken by
2nd and 6. Coming up, ball on the 40-yard line. Eckert looking to pass, has a man. That's Jacob Isabel with the reception, and that'll move the change for the Gladiators as he steps out of bounds and stops the clock at 6:05. Ball just shy of midfield. And that's going to be what looks like to be a false start on the offense, and that'll bring it back.
penalty against the Gladiators. Down to 7-5.
So a handoff up the middle. Goes for a little game, a little extracurricular activity between a CHABOT player and a West Hills player. No flag, surprisingly, on the play. Clock still moving at 5:25 in the first quarter. 1st and 12. And Eckert looks like he's changing the play at the line. Play clock at 10. Sees something in the defense he doesn't quite like. Snap a little off. Throws it to Robert Guy for the reception. And I'm sorry, that last play was 2nd down, so now it's 3rd and 4. Ball on the 45-yard line on the positive side of the field. Eckert with a snap, looking downfield, throws it up there, overthrows a man, and that's going to be incomplete, bringing up a 4th and 4 with 4:33 left to go in the first quarter. And the punting unit will come on the field. So Brandon Miller back for the punt. And it kicks it off the side of his foot. And it looks like that's going to stop right on the 2-yard line. And what a humongous punt by Brandon Miller. And that's what special teams can do for you. They really can swing momentum, either really good or really bad. And that's exactly what Brandon Miller did there. So here we go. West Hills back against the wall, deep inside their own territory again. Ball on the 2-yard line. And let's see if they have better luck down in this territory than they did last time when they coughed up a fumble in the end zone to give the Gladiators their first touchdown. Expect to see the Gladiators blitzing here. And that's exactly what they do. And not much gain on the play. 1st and 11. 2nd and 11, excuse me. 4 minutes left to go in the quarter. Gladiators trying to get a safety. And West Hill's just looking for a little room to work. do not have a whole lot of room in this part of the field. And a nice screen pass by Wells to bring it out to about the 7-yard line, and it does give them a little bit of breathing room. That was Osa Igbinosin on the reception, and I'm sorry to Osa, I am butchering that name. But Osa Igbinosin on the reception. Man in motion in the backfield, 3rd and 4. Wells looking to pass, and it's gonna be a sack, and another sack. And they're fighting for the ball again. And there's no call yet from the officials. Either way for the Gladiators, it has to be points. And it's a safety for the Gladiators. So that will give them a 10-point lead at 16-6 and the ball back in great field position, as during a safety, the West Hills, the team that gets the safety, has to punt the ball deep in their own territory, automatically giving the team that recorded the safety good field position. So 2 times the Falcons are pinned back inside their own 5-yard line. The first time they give up a touchdown. I said, let's see if they have better luck this time. I guess a safety isn't as bad as a touchdown, so it was better luck, but definitely not what West Hills wanted to do in that situation. Definitely don't want to have a sack inside the end zone. And as soon as West Hills looked like they were putting something together, scoring a touchdown, stopping the offense of the Gladiators, here comes the safety. And just can't really feel good about what has happened here in the first quarter. If you're the West Hills Falcons. So the kick is up. The ball taken around the 23-yard line. Asante McCray staying in bounds, bringing it up to around midfield. And the Gladiators will go back to work with a semi-short field around midfield, looking to add to that 10-point lead that they have right now with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And Eckert keeps the ball and runs it out of bounds and gets a nice gain for the Gladiators. Gets close to the first down marker, not quite. Clock stopped at 2:33. 2nd and 1. And he hands it off to Hunter Rockwell, who bounces out to the far side sideline and gets the first down and more. And he runs out of bounds, so that will stop the clock again with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Ball on the 36-yard line. Gladiators have to get it to the 26 for another first down and another high snap. And it looks like West Hills comes down with the ball, and that is the 3rd funny-looking snap I have seen from the Gladiators. and the West Hills dodged a bullet coming down with that ball. And it looked like the Gladiators were going to come down and at least work themselves into field goal range and tack on some points to add to their 10-point lead. And it didn't look like defensively West Hills was going to be able to stop them. They looked like the Gladiators were moving the ball pretty well and doing what they wanted to do, but a high snap and a fumble gives West Hills another chance to get inside 10 points. So Wells looking back to make a pass. He throws it behind Cameron Boyd. Cameron Boyd tries to get to the sideline, doesn't quite get there, but he does get a nice completion and a nice game. 1:50 left to go in the quarter. 2nd and 2. Ball on the Gladiator 49-yard line. Wells takes the snap and he's bootlegging out to the right side. Throws a pass and it's dropped at the 40-yard line. And Wells threw that ball a little bit low. Maybe if he throws it around the chest, that's a reception. But either way, at that point in time, you have to come down with that reception. That catch has to be made. So 3rd and 2. Falcons brings 3 wideouts to the near side sideline. Play action, and he's bootlegging to the far side sideline. That's a quarterback keeper by Marquise Wells, who rushes for the first down. Clock still moving. 1:10 left to go in the quarter. First down for the Falcons. Ball on the 45-yard line. Wells back to pass, looking for a man, puts it up in the air, and that's Osa. And he misses what looked to be a perfect pass, and it looks like it just fell through his hands. He had a beat on it, and he had a step on his man. If he catches that, that's touchdown. And that would have brought the Falcons all the way back into this game. But I like the first play, the first down aggressiveness for the Falcons as well. There's a flag on the play on the Falcons, so the Falcons move back. So none of that would have counted anyway. So it's 1st and 10. And it's a draw play, and it goes to Cameron Boyd, and he has a whole lot of room, and nobody's going to stop him until he gains 20 yards for a first down. And that's a great time for the draw. And that is a great call by West Hills after almost missing a touchdown. You call for a draw with a running back like Cameron Boyd. Clock is moving. .30 seconds left to go in the quarter. Hand off to Boyd. Boyd cuts back. And right now Cameron Boyd is getting a whole lot of chunk of change on the ground. And although West Hills is still down by 10, it definitely seems like their offense has found a little bit of continuity when they're not pinned inside their own 10-yard line. So that's end of the first quarter. Chabot leads 16-6 This broadcast is being presented by Comcast KCTH 27, Chabot College, and KCNC 28. For more programming and questions on how to become a sponsor or how to donate to this production, visit ChabotTV.com. Celia's Mexican Restaurant, serving natural and fresh home-style Mexican food with the best quality. Visit Celia's in Hayward, across from Chabot College, or to find another one of its 10 Bay Area locations, visit Celia'sRestaurants.com. Folger Graphics, located in the heart of the Bay, Hayward, here for all your pre-press, printing, and publishing needs. Serving the Bay Area for over 50 years, Folger Graphics, we make it happen. So at the beginning of the second quarter, it's 16-6. Second and third for the Falcons, who are moving the ball pretty well and looking to cut into this 10-point lead and kind of get back in this game after the Gladiators came out of the gate swinging, putting up 14 quick points. So it looks like short of the first down. Third and one, big third down here.
Oh, number 20 took his hand off the ground, man. Come on.
Here we go. That's going to be a first down for West Hills. First and 10, ball on the 23-yard line. And a handoff to Cameron Boyd, and it looks like he was gonna lose a lot of yards on that play until he stopped, cut back, and found a little bit of seam just to get back to the line of scrimmage. So great job by Cameron Boyd to get back to the line after it looked like he was gonna be tackled for a loss.
Hey, tell Johnny when he goes in this third down, go to stay in. Yeah, come talk to you.
Wells back to throw, looking for a man, throws it right across the middle, and it's caught inside the 10-yard line. And that's Lavelle Joy with the reception over the middle. And great poise by Marquise Wells to sit in that pocket and find his man streaking across the middle of the field. And a great job by Joy to catch the ball and to hold on to it after taking a hit and not going down. That is the toughest place to catch balls on the field, is in between the numbers. You have so many flying, so many different people trying to hurt you, that sometimes it's easy to let that ball bounce off your hands. So a little bit about that playoff scenario I was telling you about. If Chabot beats West Hills, they go 3-0 in conference and 5-4 overall. Laney already beat Reedley on November 2nd, meaning Reedley will play Chabot. That means Reedley will play Chabot at home for the Golden Gate Conference if the Gladiators beat West Hills. So they have to beat West Hills tonight, and if they do, they will play Reedley head-to-head for the Golden Gate Conference Championship. Both the teams would have been 3-1, and the tiebreaker, both teams will be 3-1 in the conference. The tiebreaker will go to Reedley because they will have beaten, So, Chabot, if they beat West Hills, goes 3-0 in conference, and next week we'll play Reedley for the Golden Gate Conference Championship. That's all for now. Trust me, this playoff scenario right now is very complicated, and we're still trying to figure out a way to make you guys understand what's going on. So, as of right now, Cameron Boyd runs it to the goal line. And it goes in for a touchdown. So 16-12 as of right now, and the Falcons are officially back in this game. So the kick is up and it's good, and so that will be 16. That will make the score 16-13 Chabot. So again, if Chabot beats West Hills, they will be 3-0 in the conference with a 5-4 overall record, and they will play Reedley next week on the road for the Golden Gate Conference Championship. If Chabot loses to West Hills, Laney will be in first place this week, holding a 3-1 conference record, while Laney and Reedley will be holding a 2-1 conference record. Laney the following week will play an out-of-conference game against Sacramento on the road, so they will stay 3-1 in the conference regardless. Then the 2-1 Gladiators will take on the 2-1 conference record Reedley. If the Gladiators win, they will go 3-1 and win the conference because they will have beaten both Reedley and Laney in the 2012 season. If Reedley wins that game against Laney, or if Reedley wins that game against Chabot next week, Laney will win the conference because Reedley and Laney will have 3-1 conference records, but Laney, like I said earlier, on November 2nd, has beaten Reedley, so they will become the Golden Gate Conference champions. So I'll explain that again in a little bit, with a little bit more clarity and continuity, and hopefully you can get it. But these games right now are very big, so it's very important that Chabot gets this win to stay atop of the Golden Gate Conference for this week. So a nice return by the Gladiators. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 40. 13:04 left to go in the half. So he hands it off to Asante McCray, who's looking to get to the edge. He finally does, and he hits a man on his way out of bounds. And that's what you call running with some bad intentions. It's a gain of 7, so that'll bring up 2nd and 3. And Eckert trying to keep the ball, trying to find a little space in the middle of that defense. And needless to say, it did not work out the way he anticipated it. So that's going to move the Gladiators back on the sack. 3rd and 6, big 3rd down coming. 12:22 left to go in the quarter. Gladiators with a 3-point advantage, 16-13 here in the second. Eckert snaps it, looking for a pass, and he finds Robert Guy for the 1st down. And that was a big conversion there. You did not want to punt in the middle of the field and give that offense that ball back, because the West Hills offense right now is feeling confident. They feel like they can win, they can move the ball, and they feel like they can overcome the early 14-point advantage. And another high snap that Eckert comes down with, and he lobs a pass that's going to be short of Jacob Isabel. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Second and 10. Eckert in the gun, looking for a man. Finds a man, and that's Casey Jennings with the reception. And that's one of Eckert's favorite targets right there. Found him last week for a touchdown in the homecoming week against Feather River. First and 10, ball on the 29-yard line, 11:45 left to go in the half. Play action, throws it into the flat. That's going to be another first down. And that's Demarie Moody with the reception. And Eckert runs it right up the middle, and he's going to get inside the 5. And it looks like the ball came loose. And let's see who's got it here. And Eckert with a tremendous run up the middle. But it looks like he put it on the ground inside the 5. And we're still waiting on a call. And if you hear the Chabot crowd, looks like Gladiator's going to keep the ball. And that would have been a terrible turn of events if the Gladiators somehow would have lost that ball, especially in this part of the field. You never want to lose the ball, but especially around the end zones. And what a great defensive play by Leo Watkins, defensive back for West Hills, to stop Jacob Isabel. Looks like behind the line. So it's going to be second and goal, ball on the 6-yard line. Chabot really wanting to score this touchdown and keep a little distance between themselves and the Falcons. And Eckert hands it off to Avery Williams, and it's still unable to get into the end zone. So that will bring up third and goal. Ball on the 4-yard line, third and goal. Just under 10 minutes left to go in the half. Avery Williams in motion in the backfield. Demarie Moody also in motion. Looking, and he finds a receiver. It looks like he was going for Demarie Moody, but he ends up finding Brandon Wine with the touchdown. And the Gladiators can breathe again, because for a minute the Falcons looked like they were coming up. And we've seen plenty of times this season where the Gladiators will get off, will jump out ahead early, and will let a team hang around, and eventually that team will take the lead. So it has to feel good for Chabot to be able to keep a little distance and kind of keep the pressure on the Falcons. The kick is up. It is good, and the lead is back to 10 at 23-13 here in the second quarter. So this game seems like it has the makings for a good old-fashioned shootout. And if you would have asked me early in the first quarter, how did I think this game was going to turn out? Well, I would have said, Chabot looks like they're ready to play in front of their home fans. They look like they might run away with this one. especially against a club that has not had the best season, that is 2-6 overall and has lost 3 straight. I would have said Chabot has won 4 straight. I think they're going to run away with it. But here with 9:42 left to go in the second quarter, I'm thinking this one is going to just be a shootout all the way to the fourth quarter. I don't think either one of these clubs are going away, at least not yet. So a low kick taken inside the 5-yard line, and the ball is going to be taken out to around the 33-yard line. Make that the 35-yard line. And the officials spotted the ball at the 28. So make that the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Wells back to throw. Nice little pitch and catch. And that will be to Cameron Alexander, freshman from Riverview, Florida. Gain of 6 on the reception, 2nd and 4. Now the ball is at the 35-yard line. Wells back to throw. And he throws the screen pass and he spins off of the first attacker and he gets a whole lot of yards after the catch. But there's a flag in the backfield and it's going to be a holding on the Falcons. And just as that Falcon offense was looking to get a little momentum through the air, start moving backwards. Second and 13. Ball on the 25-yard line. Wells looking to pass and he's rolling out to the far side sideline, looking to throw. He puts it up. He does have a man jump ball and it's going to come down as an incomplete pass. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Come on, Johnny. What's the opportunities here, man? The only thing I would say, coach, is going to be
So the Gladiators here on a long 3rd down just want to keep the play in front of you. Just keep the play in front of you. Don't let anything get behind you. Do not give up the 1st down. You can give up 12. You can't give up 13. And they hand it off to Cameron Boyd. Looking for another one of those 20-yard gains. This time nothing doing. And that'll bring the punting unit on the field. And the Gladiators are going to have another shot to further increase that lead. The kick is nice and high. And Asante McCray botches it. And that's going to be, and he's going to pick it up. And the flag is blown. And that's a terrible play by Asante McCray. You can't do that. You can't get greedy. You can't get cocky. On a play like that, a kick that high, you have to fair catch the ball or you got to let it bounce. Because that's exactly what happens is your defense comes out on the field. They do their job. They make a stop. They get you the ball back. You have a chance to go down the field and increase your lead. And because of some selfish play, because you want to go out there and and try to run it back, you end up hurting your team, and now your defense has to come back on the field after just getting off, not even enough time to get some water and take your helmet off, and you have to go back out there and do it again. You essentially just gave West Hills a 40-yard play. So Hills goes back to work. Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be false start on the offense, and that's exactly what it is. So the Falcons give some of those free yards back as it becomes 1st and 15 with 8:01 left to go in the half. High snap, Wells looking for a man, looking downfield, keeping his eyes downfield, and he gets the ball off, and he has a man, and it's a jump ball, and that's Osa with the reception, and he's going to be down in around the 2-yard line, and that's Osa Igbinosun. I cannot say that name, and I apologize, Osa. But he has had a huge impact on this game, and he's such a huge target that allows Marquise Wells to just look for big 85 streaking down the field, and he could just put it up. He doesn't have to be accurate with that much height and that big body where you can block out smaller defenders. You just got to put it up, and he's such a huge benefit to a quarterback, especially one who likes to throw on the run. So gives it to Cameron Boyd. Cameron Boyd trying to break the plane there to no avail. So that's going to bring up 2nd and goal as the clock keeps moving and brings us down to 7:15 left to go in the half. And if the West Hill Falcons get into this end zone right now, you have to think that it's going to be on the head of Asante McCray.
Heavy.
And he hands the ball off, and Boyd gets back into the end zone, and the Falcons strike again and they take advantage of the Asante McCray fumble in the middle of the field during the punt. And Cameron Boyd and the West Hill Falcons do exactly what you need to do when the opposition gives you 30, 40 yards for free. You make them pay. And that's exactly what West Hills did on that drive. The kick is blocked. And he's trying to take it back. And that will end the play. And the PAT will be no good. So the lead goes down to 4 as the Gladiators lead 23-19. And every time it looks like the Gladiators have a chance to put away West Hills, or at least get a sizable lead, a sizable distance, they allow West Hills to come right back. And like I said earlier, I don't think any of these teams are going away. Timothy Momiyama. Set to kick for West Hills. Kick taken at the 5-yard line. Sante McRae looking to make up for that fumble he had earlier, and he brings it out to the 25-yard line. So me and the referees are not getting along right here. They're spotting it at the 28. I saw it on the 35. Tomato. The drive starts on the 28-yard line. And Eckert finds a man, and that's Casey Jennings. And Casey Jennings on the inward slant was one step away from being gone, and a tremendous shoestring tackle by the defender, who I believe was Leo Watkins, sophomore defensive back.
Well, that guy's offside. That guy's in the neutral zone. Wow.
Eckert throws it to Jacob Isabel, who gets a nice gain on the screen pass. Clock running, 6:10 left to go in the quarter. And a timeout taken by the Chabot Gladiators. So once again, if Chabot beats West Hills, they will go 3-0 in the conference and 5-4 overall. Laney has already beat Reedley on November 2nd, meaning Reedley will play Chabot. Reedley will be at home against Chabot next week for the Golden Gate Conference Championship. If Chabot loses to West Hills, Laney will be in first place this week, holding a 3-1 conference record, while Laney and Reedley, while Chabot and Reedley will be holding a 2-1 conference record, each of them. Laney the following week will play out-of-conference game against Sacramento on the road, so they will stay at 3-1 regardless of what happens next week. Then the 2-1 Gladiators will take on 2-1 Reedley. If the Gladiators win, they go 3-1 and win the conference, because they would have beaten both Reedley and Laney. If Reedley wins that game after Chabot loses tonight, Laney will win the conference, because Reedley and Laney will both have 3-1 conference records, but Laney beat Reedley, so they would have won the conference. So essentially, Laney is hoping that the Gladiators lose tonight. And of course, the Gladiators are hoping that the Gladiators win tonight. And Reedley is hoping that the Gladiators win tonight, so that they could beat the Gladiators next week and win the Golden Gate Conference. So that's your playoff scenario as of press time. I'm going to go over it again periodically just to make sure everybody is clear. But as of right now, Brandon Eckert, with the option, decides to keep the ball and gets 3 yards on the play. So it's 3rd and 8. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the quarter. Ball on the 45-yard line. Eckert looking to pass. Has a man. That's Robert Guy. That's going to be a first down, and the Gladiators move the chains. First and 10, ball on the 32-yard line. Eckert with the screen pass to Jacob Isabel. He steps over a man, still on his feet, as he gets inside the 20-yard line. And the Gladiators are inside the red zone with 4:45 left to go in the half. High snap again. Eckert keeps the ball, runs up the middle, and is taken down after a gain of what looks to be 3 or 4. And there's another flag on the play. So there's no flag on the play. The referee has signaled. So 2nd and 5, ball on the 15-yard line, clock moving, 4:22 left to go in the half. Eckert keeps the ball. Excuse me, he hands the ball off for a little gain. Bringing up 3rd and 5 for the Gladiators. The Gladiators trying to get into the end zone and go into the half. And another high snap. And I don't know what is going on between the quarterback and the center tonight, but that is a problem that needs to be fixed and needs to be fixed immediately. You cannot give plays away. And when you snap the ball like that, when you almost risk turnovers, that is exactly what you're doing. So Gustavo Aloy on 4th and 11th has come on to get in this drive with some sort of points. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. And the kick is no good. So the score stays 23-19. West Hills has an opportunity to drive down the field, and lo and behold, leave the half with the lead. After giving up 2 quick touchdowns, coming off of 2 turnovers to start the game, they have settled down here nicely and have fought their way all the way back within 4. And a successful drive here can mean leaving the half with a lead. So they keep it on the ground. That's Wilford Butler, freshman running back. That's 5'7", 175 pounds. There's a lot of small running backs on this Falcon team. From Miami, Florida. That's Cameron. Alexander split out to the right. Looking downfield for a man. And just an incomplete pass. And that was just a miscommunication between quarterback and wide receiver. Looked like it was for Gerargus Collier, who was intended for. Well, that'll bring up 3rd and 7. 2:33 left to go in the half. Ball on the 23-yard line.
Wow, we don't have a guy out here. We don't have.
And Wells looking downfield, throws it, puts it up, and it's a reception to Cameron Alexander. And it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close to a first down. And that will actually be a first down as the chain gang does its dance down the sideline. 2:18 left to go in the half. Ball on the 32-yard line. High snap, and Wells keeps it, and he breaks it to the far side sideline. And he gets a first down, trying to get out of bounds, it looked like, but is not going to be able to get there The clock is stopped, so I assume the referees are just spotting the ball, and there it is. The clock started again. So 1:55 left to go in the half. Gladiators lead by 4, 23-19. Ball on the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 after the quarterback keep by Marcus Wells. Man in motion in the backfield. Well, with a draw play to Cameron Boyd, who gets what looks to be 3. And the Falcons do not look too concerned about the time. They're running the ball, taking their time getting to the line. They know they have a couple of timeouts to play with, can take a couple of shots down to the end zone. I'm sorry, to the sideline. Wells looking downfield, throws it up, and he throws behind his man. That's Osa Igbignosin. Snap, Wells rolling out. Has to get rid of the ball. He's making a couple of guys miss, decides to keep it. Runs out of bounds, and it's going to be close. And it's going to be close to a 1st down.
What are you watching?
And the Chabot coaches are looking for a little extracurricular activity, and Danny Calcagno, the head coach for the Gladiators, is giving the linesman an earful right now of how he feels about how his team is being treated, and he's going to go to the other one. Let him know how he feels. If you're wearing a striped shirt right now, get away from Danny Calcagno, because he is not your friend. So here we go, 1st and 10, 37 seconds left to go in the half. Ball on the 47-yard line. Wells looking downfield, puts it up, and it's almost intercepted. Almost intercepted by Leo Migo. One of those seniors I was telling you about. That is playing their last home game here in front of his Hayward fans. And what a big interception that would have been. 28 seconds left to go in the half. The clock is stopped due to the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, ball on the 47-yard line. And the Hayward crowd is making some noise. Cameron Boyd takes the ball, and the ball is loose. The ball is loose, and it looks like West Hills recovers right around the first down marker. So finally, West Hills calls a timeout, and they wait so the clock dwindles down to about 21 seconds, or 21 seconds exactly.
Give me an out.
Gladiators still lead, but by barely, 23-19. And the Gladiators are trying to escape the first half with the lead. And watching the first 4 minutes of that game, you thought I'd never say that they were going to be escaping the first half with the lead. But here we are.
They go on 3. Then tell the Will and Sam to drop wide to the slot.
So after the West Hills timeout,
They have no timeouts left. 0.
Wells back to pass, and he has screen man, and that's Osa, and he And he's still on his feet, and he's streaking down the sideline, and he's finally knocked out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's Osa Igbinosen. Wells back to pass. He's feeling the pressure. Bootlegging out to the near side sideline, puts it up, and it looked like a little extra contact over there in the end zone between the DB and the wide receiver, but that pass goes incomplete. 5 seconds left to go on the game clock. Just enough time to kick a field goal. And that's Timothy Momiyama coming in to bring the Falcons within 1. Timeout, Gladiators. Little gamesmanship here, trying to make Timothy Momiyama think about it. So here we go. You have West Hills trying to come within 1 of the lead of the Chabot Gladiators, who started off the game looking like they were going to dominate this one. And here you are, 30 minutes later, and you're within 1. Goes to show you how big that blocked field goal was earlier in the second quarter. The snap, the kick is up, and the kick is no good. And the Gladiators will go into the half still leading by 4 with a score of 23-19. And stick around for the second half, because if it's anything like the first, it's going to be high scoring, high flying, and it's going to come down to the wire. So at the half, it is 23-19 Gladiators here in their final home game of the 2012 season. This broadcast is being presented by Comcast KCTH27 Chabot College and KCMC28. For more programming and questions on how to become a sponsor or how to donate to this production, visit ChabotTV.com. Celia's Mexican Restaurant, serving natural and fresh home-style Mexican food with the best quality. Visit Celia's in Hayward, across from Chabot College, or to find another one of its 10 Bay Area locations, visit Celia'sRestaurants.com. In partnership with Chabot TV is the Sports Broadcasting Media Group. SBMG is a Chabot College student club who handles the video production and graphics. To show your support, you can like us on Facebook. And I am your play-by-play announcer, Rashawn Mungo. You can follow me on Twitter at Rashawn Mungo. That's RASHAANMUNGO. So at the end of the half, the end of the first half, the Gladiators lead by 4, 23-19.